Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode by the Pokemonster. And today we're gonna discuss something nicely, one of the least liked sets of the entire Sword and Shield era, not Rebel Trash. Today we're gonna take a look at my Battle Styles collection. Hope everybody is doing fine today. Let me explain before we dive straight into it. So I started collecting Battle Styles right at the release. You had the blue and red Elite Trainer boxes. I purchased one of those, and that is how I started my Battle Styles collection. During the time I just came back in collecting Pokemon, and I thought it was nice to collect every set. Believe me, I've tried. And then I decided set collecting is not something for me, so I stick to only Battle Styles now. As you can see, I'm not really a master set collector. We have some reversed holographics and some regular cards. During that time when I had reversed holos, I would get the regular cards out of the binder and exchange them. I still think it's very neat to have every set complete and maybe even a master set of each set, but it is just not possible. There are too many cards, there are too many sets. It will become too expensive eventually, especially if you buy the singles instead of complete sets. So also in my opinion, I think those regular cards will not be worth a lot in the future. Maybe some will go up. I give my opinion about which I think will go up, which might not go up. And essentially I think this Cacnea, for example, will always stay a 3-cent card. Hollows you might count 25 cents, 30 cents, depending on if anyone needs it and how many there are available on the market and what other complementary cards you have to offer. And maybe people want to buy a lot, and then, well, you can ask 30 cents for specific cards. Reversed hollows the same, between 10 cents and 25 cents, maybe sometimes a little more. Regular bulk fees, well, 50 cents to $1. Yeah, 50 cents to $1 is more the norm, with some exceptions of course. So this is how I started my collection. At the start I was trading with everyone as much as possible, and I even wanted to get everything in a PSA 10, even the bulk. I was not collecting the cards for the cards, but I was also exchanging one Cacnea for the other if the centering was a bit better or a bit less whitening. So I made it very complicated for myself. Such a set is basically available currently for the price of the highest cards combined, and then a little extra for the bulk. Maybe that will change in the future, and like I said, some cards have their specific a little more value. Well, let's just dive straight into it, right? I think this was one of the least favorite sets of people during the Sword and Shield era. This is from 2021. Rebel Clash was 1 year earlier released. Not exactly, but a few months I believe. So I stopped completing this set, but eventually for the YouTube content I want to continue completing this set. And this will be my only set from the Sword and Shield era that I completed eventually. So some notable cards here. Honorable mentions. The Flapple VMAX was the last card that I needed to complete the base set of Battle Styles. The first 163 cards. So personally, in my opinion, I think the Entei, the Tepic, Pignite, Ember might get a bit more valuable since they were starter Pokemons and legendary Pokemon. The Johto, Gen 2. Victini was a very popular Pokemon in its time as well. So here we have the Seadra, Kingdra and Harshy evolution line. I think personally Kingdra is a very cool Pokemon. I have a lot of those Kingdra cards, holographics. Purchased them for about 5 cents when Battle Styles was just released and this card was everywhere. I'm just sticking to the plan to collect a lot of Kingdra cards. Then we have Empoleon V, was at one point pretty playable in the TCG. Pokemon with a rule box had no abilities. And especially Electabuzz and maybe Electivire are very popular Pokemons. Those cards, if you have them double in bulk, you might decide to keep them instead of putting them in the bulk. I think Empoleon is also a starter Pokemon, the evolution of Piplup. Very cool Pokemon. Well, I know a lot of people are a fan of the Luxray evolution line as well. Mimikyu, very popular Pokemon. Pokemon is currently making a very nice animation series of Cubone together with Snorlax. Cubone has always been a point of discussion. Is it a Charmander with a Charizard head of which the tail flame burned out? I don't know. I think the popular opinion currently is that Cubone was not a Charmander. Marowak was one of my favorite Pokemons in the anime during, I think, Gen 1. Had a very cool trainer as well, I can't remember currently. Of course we have Primeape here. Ash's Primeape was very cool, he was always mad at Ash. Eventually, when push came to shove, they were a great team together. Then we have the Urshifus. I played Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield a bit too. This was part of the expansion. You could go to an island, and I believe from the Brilliant Stars trainer galleries that Urshifu was part of the team of Mustard. Very old, but a powerful Pokemon trainer. Like I said, at one point in time, Battle Styles was considered to be, after Rebel Clash, one of the least favorable Pokemon sets out of the Sword and Shield era. During that time I saw a couple of YouTube videos of local game store owners, and they were stuck with tons and tons of Battle Styles products. Of course we had the Cheryl Again deck, which was a Rapid Strike deck also with Urshifu and Urshifu VMAX Rapid Strikes, which was world champion in 2022. Rapid Strike Urshifu still sees some play with Iron Valiant, but unfortunately all the Battle Styles cards are E-block cards, and I think during the next rotation in March they're banned from the standard format. Here we have one of my other favorite Pokemons, it's Crobat. Very cool Pokemon. Houndour and Houndoom as well. During the Neo generation, those were definitely some of my favorite Pokemon. And you will see some more illustration rares in other episodes. Especially the Houndour one, I like it a lot. Here we have one of the fan favorite Pokemons of all time. The giant dinosaur or dragon or whatever you want to call it, Tyranitar V. It has seen some play in the TCG as well, especially I think this one during Lugia, but it can also be the promo card. Single strike energies, Archeops, Lugia, and you can blast off with your Tyranitar V, doing a lot of damage to then popular psychic Pokemons. Coincidentally, both Morpeko and Steelix are two of my favorite Pokemon as well. This is a good page for me. Here we have a sword, a double sword, triple sword, a shield. I was not really familiar with those Pokemon when I came back into the hobby. However, the Bisharp, Pawniard and Kingambit. I played a lot of chess. I still occasionally play a game or two on my cell phone, and I really like the idea behind it. Pokemon did a good job playing into the chess hype. Here we have the Corviknight V, Corviknight VMAX. I used this Pokemon a lot during my Sword and Shield era video games on the Nintendo Switch. Cool Pokemons. I think Stoutland V was another partner of Lugia, and you were able to take extra prizes if you knocked out a Pokemon with that attack. There we have Cheryl. Here we start to see some trainers. Energy Recycler, Escape Rope, Experience Share. Great cards for in the TCG. The Fan of Waves has seen some play, and especially the level ball was basically a staple in every deck. Tower of Water, very important in the Rapid Strike decks, and here we get to the last cards. Basically the most expensive ones, the secrets, additional cards, however you want to call them. We have first two more very important cards, Urn of Vitality, Rapid and Single Strike Energy. And from here the cards are not really in order anymore. I had no space due to the lack of pages. Here we have Flapple Full Art. The Full Arts might be 3, 4, 5 euro, maybe even less, maybe a bit more. That's the range what I would estimate them in. I missed some of the Full Art Urshifus here, as you can see. I missed some other Full Arts as well. And here we get to the most expensive card of the set. And wasn't this one of the first alternate arts in the Sword Shield era? I believe so. The Tyranitar V. Hang on. Guys, if you're still watching, and for those of you that are still watching, we continue with the Mail Day episodes pretty soon. I'm collecting some envelopes and we can open them on camera later and do a nice discussion as well. Probably next Wednesday, maybe Saturday. I want to do at least one video every week. So back to the Tyranitar. I can't really remember when I purchased this card. I do remember, however, it was about 60 bucks, 70 bucks. And I heard Danny Phantom talk about the rise of alt art prices. That's when I decided to pick this one up. The price risen to 100 bucks. I don't know what it's doing now. I think it was down a little again, but it's still over 60 bucks. I'm glad I have it. It was the most expensive card of this whole set. So at least we have that one in the pocket. So here we have some full arts. I hope to get some more Corinna's, Focus and Phoebe's as well. Phoebe became pretty pricey at one point. I think it still is more than 15 bucks. I paid 8 for this one and then I purchased another one for 16 bucks. I liked the card and then it was too expensive to buy in a larger quantity. Here we have only one rainbow. I need some more of those as well. I don't think they're pretty expensive currently, so it's a good time to pick them up if you are a set collector, in my opinion. And I still need the single strike gold energy too. I need some more full arts. I think I need some rapid and single strike Urshifu alternate art still. I use normally a Ultra Pro 9 pocket binder, but for this time I used a regular binder. However, I did take into account the shape of those rings. A ring binder it is, right? Those are rather in a D shape instead of a circle shape. So what I learned from
bad binder behavior,
that this type of ring binder is still a bit better compared to the circular one if you want to avoid getting binder dents onto your cards. So to round it up, one more nice story. I think this is one of the best Battle Styles products out there. It's a booster pack of Battle Styles combined with a nice Charmander promo. I have a couple of those promos now. And we see a Mewtwo coin here. I bought this from a private seller. I don't know if it is resealed, but I am keeping it like this. There's no point for me in opening it. There was a public seller, however, and I wanted to buy 37 of this one, and he asked $8 a piece, a blister, and I thought that was a little too expensive, so I asked for a bit of discount. He wouldn't give me the discount, and now about at least a couple of months later they all disappeared. So there were people, I should have purchased it for $8 a piece. I think it is in high demand due to the Charmander promo. Well, that wraps it up for me, guys, for my Battle Styles collection. In the future I will purchase some cards. We might see them back in the mail days, and we can put them in this binder and see if we can complete Battle Styles this year. It is not one of my priorities. I like to collect full art trainers more, but if I have some spare money, and it all depends on what the Pokemon card prices will do as well, we might go on and complete Battle Styles. So thanks everybody for watching. I'll see you all on the next one, and yeah, maybe leave a like and subscribe. Okay, see ya.